10:30 and 11, which normally isn't the case in the winter. And we're also gonna have a 3 o'clock and 3:30, which also is not the case in winter. So I think
Through
that's
December,
excellent.
right? Through December 31st.
I think it's also goes.
Will it continue
in the
on?
second one too. Yeah, second schedule.
Because I only printed out the schedule through December 31st.
Well, it's the same. I
They're
did.
gonna keep the same schedule, I mean, for
Yeah.
spring, or
Well, that's
So-
good news for the school, especially that if we're just foregoing the winter schedule. I like
I do too. Okay, so that's for the ferry service update. Let's go. Oh, here he is.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late.
we're almost done.
Good. You're all more than capable.
That was a short-lived rain.
You keep going.
You can, Phil, if you want. Shay has told me she's not going to be here today. I don't know if she told everybody else, but she's not coming.
So we're up to ferry service and we talked about the new schedule. We did establish the quorum. And we've accepted the minutes of the October 12th meeting.
Nice.
And to do with the ferry schedule, this yellow piece of paper in your packet is the email from Mark Higgins, talking about the first draft of the schedule for summer schedule, talking about a trip off the island at 7 o'clock. Did you? Any more about that, but he just wants to hear back, I guess, John. He sent it to John King first, I guess, and then John. And I did forward it to Dominic and Kate, thinking, because he did mention, he didn't know what the impact on the school schedule would be, so we'll hear back from them, I hope.
Wouldn't that mess up the whole schedule?
What?
Well, if they come off the island at 7 o'clock, they'll be coming back from the mainland at 7:30, which is normally at the time they leave. the island.
I suspect that that means that they'll do a 7 o'clock from Lincolnville and they'll be leaving the island at 6:30.
Oh, you think?
I do.
So
And it
we-
says first trip off island, 7 o'clock.
I think that was a mistake. It would,
Oh.
as you know, it wouldn't make any sense to
No,
do
it
that.
doesn't.
And I do think that there are potential concerns out there with the schedule that we ought to think about. I think if they do, if they leave it early at 7 o'clock, they'll be filling up all of their Coast Guard hours, I think.
Oh, by 5, maybe, is
Well,
it 12
4.
hours?
6:30, 12-hour rule. They'll be leaving at 4:30. I mean, 6:30 in the morning, and then getting back at 5:30 in the afternoon. But I think if you consider the time it takes to get there and get things going, they probably start at 6 and they finish at 6. And that may have repercussions for emergency runs. So it's just worth having a conversation about.
Mhm.
It doesn't,
Sometimes they run 2 of those last trips because of the amount of cars.
Yes, so if that's another possibility. If the boat is full, then could they even, I mean, I think you can get special exemptions from the Coast Guard if there's an emergency to run over that, but I don't believe the Coast Guard is viewing people left behind on the ferry an emergency, and there would not be any exception made for running a late trip to pick up tickets.
Doesn't make sense to me, if the boat is left here overnight, to take off empty and go across to Lincolnville and pick up a boatload and come back. It seems-
That's not what they're doing.
well,
They're gonna take the
But if
trucks.
they're
and-
proposing this, oh, just the trucks,
Well, they'll take trucks and cars. It'll be a ferry trip
so we leave at 7
from here.
instead of, oh, okay, so.
But
we're
they
moving
think
on.
it's
leave at
7
6:30.
I
from the
suspect it's
outside.
leaving, it would be leaving at 6:30 from here and 7
Okay.
from Lincolnville. Because as Phil knows,
That
it
would
would
make.
mess up the schedule in a big way to try to
Yeah.
think we're leaving here at 7 and then making it back for a 7 o'clock trip.
Making a change. Wow. That's big time.
It is big time. An early morning trip, I think, would be a good thing for, certainly for people who work out here. But anyway, I think those are just some things that are out there in the world.
so do you think that they're actually thinking about, because if they're wanting to just move it all forward an hour, or actually adding on a trip?
I think, I don't know the answer to that, but I suspect it's adding on a trip, because if you shift the whole schedule forward an hour, you don't really fix the problem.
That was where my concern was of, I'm all for, even if they limited it to the contractor boat, like contractors get priority off of that 7.
You fill it with that, and then whatever space is left, you take more cars, why would you leave them?
Right, kind of thing, but that was what I've slowly been like, I like this idea, but the ferry service, the ghost card runtime is a concern.
Yeah, so it's a concern. Any other questions, thoughts? Sea level rise. Not sea level rise ferry service update. Sea level rise next. Shay is not here though. Does anybody, Lauren, do you have a sea level rise update?
Very brief, very brief. The pre-application review went very well. We got good information. But so of course, they won't vote on anything until their meeting on the 31st. We have a municipal building project committee meeting tomorrow night. And we will go over where the status of the project. And then the 31st, I'll be gone, but Bill Boardman is going to take over presenting to the planning board on the 31st. We'll see how that goes. It should go really well.
Great. Sounds good. Any questions for Lauren? Hearing none. Planning board meeting on October 31st, town manager report. Janet.
All I have to tell you is I added to your packet a copy I just received of the Maine Community Foundation, the endowment fund statement. And I sent a note to them and asked them for an explanation, which, as Vern said, is probably just the market, but the unrealized gain losses for the year to date is quite staggering. And when I get that answer back from them, I'll share it with you. But Vern thought it was market conditions.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
No correspondence? No visitor comments or petitions from anybody? Anybody on the Zoom call? Nobody here in person? No old business, no new business, no other business. I entertain a motion to approve warrant number 9 for year 2023.
So, second.
Moved by Lauren, second by Melissa. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
It is approved. Bill's already signed. You snuck in there, Bill.
Start to save time.
No
Just in case
appointments,
there was any time.
no appointments, no chair comments. No vice chair. Let's see, Phil, comments.
Yes, the town manager, she's gonna put boat cleats on the deck out there. Only because of the rain.
On the front deck?
Yeah.
Oh, please,
Well,
it's slippery?
No,
Oh,
tie your boat up.
oh, I get it. I'm not a boat person.
Not yet.
Apparently not. That fell flat out of his face.
Please, I'm thinking of,
Tough crowd.
A for effort though.
I know, no, but
Okay.
but I know the roads are quite, but I noticed since I went home about 4:30 or 4:05, and they were really bad, and then coming back down, they're
Wasn't near as
better,
bad.
so they drained down.
Yeah, you can't see the water. That's one of the problems.
And I called Jordy, and he went out and put out some cones.
There's a lot of water out there.
There's a lot of water.
There go the boat fleet.
Melissa, comments?
ICS varsity soccer defeated Rangeley today in a extended overtime.
Wow.
Yes,
In the rain?
in the rain, 1-0. There was no points scored all the way through, and then we were almost through the overtime when Reaganfield and Matt Britton managed to pull it off.
Wow.
And that was when it was pumping rain. And so we will be moving on. Point Lookout, 3 o'clock on Friday. I'm guessing we're gonna play Chop Point. I haven't heard the final yet, but that is our semifinal round. when we beat them, we will be going to Freeport on Tuesday, November 2nd to claim the Southern Class D divisions.
Great.
Great.
And we have beat
Nice
Shot
work,
Point
Hasbro.
all
Oh,
season, so.
great.
Well,
I'm-
you don't wanna get too confident.
No, we're not too confident, but
Where was the game played?
we're playing at Point Lookout today and on Friday,
Oh, okay.
and so.
That's good.
Is that a real
Very nice.
field or is that turf?
It is turf and it is turf that needs work, but it worked for
Yeah,
us today,
yeah.
so.
Great.
So looks like Lauren gets the last word.
No comment. Hope the
That
rain
I-
stops.
I showed up just in time to finish off the meeting, and thanks for everybody, sorry I was late, and thanks for everybody for taking care of everything.
I move we adjourn.
Moved,
Second.
by Bill, second by everybody else.
Good job.
All in favor, aye.
All right.
Thanks,
Good night,
everybody.
people.
We all, Lauren got me first. No worries.
Did everybody get this letter?